The Lord be with you.
and with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
On a certain Sabbath, Jesus went into the synagogue and taught. And there was a man there whose right hand was withered. The scribes and the Pharisees watched him closely to see if he would cure on the Sabbath, so that they might discover a reason to accuse him. But he realized their intentions and said to the man with the withered hand, "Come up and stand before us." And he rose and stood there. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" Looking around at them, he then said to him, "Stretch out your hand." He did so, and his hand was restored. But they became enraged and discussed together what they might do to Jesus. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Sa tuwing magtatagpo si Jesus at ang mga Pariseo, ay lagi nagkakaroon ng pagtatalo. Tulad ng ating narinig sa ating ebanghelyo sa araw na ito. Kaya nga, para bang ang impression na nakukuha natin sa mga Pariseo ay mga napakasasamang tao na wala nang ginawang mabuti kundi hanapan ng butas o mali ang ating Panginoong Kristo. Magandang tingnan natin ang konteksto kung bakit ganun ang attitude ng mga Pharisees sa ating Panginoong Kristo. In the 400 years before John the Baptist, when Israel did not have a prophet, they were doing their best to preserve and protect Israel. Because at that time, dumadating yung Hellenization, yung pagdating ng kultura ng mga Griego, yung kanilang lengguwahe, yung kanilang pamumuhay at kultura. And it is corrupting the culture and the values of the Israelites. That is why the Pharisees wanted so much to protect Israel. They wanted people to change their ways as well, especially those who were embracing the other culture. Kaya kung titingnan natin sa bandang ito, maganda ang ginagawa ng mga Pariseo. We could consider them prophets because they were asking people to change and not be corrupted by the culture that was coming to them. In other words, they were reformists. Gusto nilang baguhin ang mga tao. However, sometimes reformists can be terrorists, especially when they become so blinded by the rule that they have set just so that they could preserve their beliefs. At ganun ang parang nangyari sa mga Pariseo. They wanted to protect Israel so much na kinakailangan para gawin yon ay sundin ang lahat ng mga batas na kung minsan ay hindi na naaayon sa tinatawag nating common sense. And Jesus, in our gospel today, would send a message of liberating the Sabbath. Noong panahon kasi nila, bawal gumawa ng kahit na anong trabaho during the Sabbath. But for Jesus Christ, doing good out of love is not something that you can prohibit during the Sabbath. Kasi kung titingnan natin, pwede namang, hindi, yung mamang may sakit, na may withered hand, siguro matagal na yung may sakit. Hindi naman to life-threatening. Pwede namang ipinagpaliban ng ating Panginoon sa ibang araw yung pagpapagaling sa Kanya. But He did it on a Sabbath. And it is because He wanted to make a point that the Sabbath is not simply about observing the rules, but it is about living the values that the Sabbath is bringing to us. And what is that message? The message of love, the message of doing good to people, And when we speak of love, it's something that cannot wait, especially when the other person is in need. And in that way, Jesus Christ brought a new understanding to the Sabbath to the people. And He invites us all today to do the same, to live the values that we learn on the Sabbath, on the Sunday, and not simply follow rules blindly, but to make sure that in our life, the teachings of Jesus Christ, especially His message of love, will live in us.